It's time once again for That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ, where business becomes show business. Now, live in studio and promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, your host, Jamie Meloni.
Hey, everybody, and welcome yet again to another episode of That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. If you're finding me on the air for the first time, remember I'll be here weekdays at 8 a.m. promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, and learn more over at TampaBayRadio.com. You can also catch past shows of That Business Show and also catch all of my property listings, as I am also a real estate professional with Coldwell Banker, specializing in the sale of bank-owned properties. And my team have we've sold a couple thousand properties. I myself about 1,300 in the last 7 years, and work with about 45 of the different bank and asset management companies. And you can also find all of my pre-listed properties over there. So I'm an excellent resource for real estate in the Tampa Bay region, and also to get your home sold, just head over to TampaBayRadio.com. There's a button over there for sell your home, and I'll shoot you over a free home valuation, and you might be surprised what your home's worth right now, as we've seen property values come up about 20% in the last couple of years, and real estate is not down in the dumps as a lot of the people in the market seem to think, and what's being reported in the media. Got a great show planned for you today. Here in just a little bit, we're going to be talking with Meredith Rogers. She's the president and owner of At Last, and also author of the book What You Don't Know Just Might Hurt You. Interesting title, by the way. And also we'll be talking with Dylan Selberg, marketing director at Adfluence. Joined in studio with me is my lovely co-host Marilyn Zayas today. Marilyn, how are you doing today?
I'm good, Jamie, and you?
I'm doing very well. How was just recently joined Coldwell Banker with us again in the property management division? How was the first day back at the office?
It was good. It was nice to be back at Coldwell. It's like my home. So many years with them before, so it was good coming back to see everybody, greet everybody again, and just getting ready to a great week.
Yes, and Marilyn Zayas, also a Spanish speaker, and can help you with all of your real estate needs. You can also learn more about her. Just head over to TampaBayRadio.com, and you can also catch us live in studio via the Streamcast. Again, TampaBayRadio.com. There is a link for that as well. Let's go ahead and bring in our first guest, Meredith Rogers, and she has had many lives and careers, beginning as a high school teacher to an exercise rider on the racetracks in Italy, to pharmaceutical sales, medical devices, and currently entrepreneur, junkie, and owner and CEO of Mears One More Time Incorporated, which is doing business as At Last All Natural Products. Meredith, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me, Jamie.
So, first of all, let's talk about what this product is, the At Last product and brand.
They are all natural products. Basically, anything to get rid of bugs in a natural way, an organic pesticide as such. The main ingredient in my products is cedar oil. So just like we have cedar chests or cedar closets, all bugs hate the smell of cedar. So I didn't reinvent the wheel, I just put it in a spray-on form. So whether you are looking to get rid of fleas and ticks on your dogs and cats, or whether you are looking to get rid of the mosquitoes on yourself, or all of the bugs around your yard, At Last has you covered.
Okay, so you say that the bugs are not attracted to the smell of cedar.
Yes,
then elaborate
they
on
hate it.
What is it about cedar that the bugs don't like? Is there a certain chemical?
Yeah,
in
there's
it?
a certain pheromone in it that actually goes into their brain and makes them run away from it. That's the simplest way we can put it.
Okay, and you also have some other products as well. Tell me about some of these others. I see you have a lawn spray and a couple other things. So tell me a little bit about your product line.
Yeah, well, we started off with the fly spray for horses. That's how I originated the product line. I actually have a horse who is allergic to the pyrethrins, which are the chemicals in the fly sprays. And 6 years ago when I started the line, there just weren't any good organics or natural products out there for me to use. And if you have horses, you have flies. And so I needed to do something. Somebody introduced me to cedar oil, and it worked. It kept all the bugs away. And that's how it started. And then I got into distribution, and they needed a flea and tick spray. So we started the dog line. And just last year, out of sure need from everybody, we started a lawn product. Just like you have a circle and a line through, with a tag in your lawn out there saying don't put the kids on it, after your lawn's been sprayed and everything else. Mine, because it's all natural, you don't have to worry about that. So cedar is the original or the basis of all of my products as well. And then we started the human spray. And
the human spray. Tell me about that.
well, it's an off, basically an all-natural off, so to speak. So it repels all bugs, mainly mosquitoes. That's what humans need to repel it from.
Now, your product line, where can we find these? I know your website here, which is at lastflyspray.com. Make sure I say that right, at lastflyspray.com.
You got it.
Where else can we find these products?
Whole Foods is probably my most well-known store throughout Florida. However, there is a zip code locator on my website at lastflyspray.com, and you can put that in and find any of them near you. There are lots of small dog animal shops around that carry it locally here, and all throughout Florida, throughout the eastern half of the country, and we're in Puerto Rico as well.
Okay. Take me through the journey of entrepreneurship. I always like to get this out of people that do something such as yourselves, that develop a product line, because there's so many people out there with great ideas, and they hesitate a little bit. So take me a little bit through your story of taking the idea to market and getting it to fruition.
Absolutely. I was in pharmaceutical sales, so I kind of learned the business aspect of the world through pharmaceuticals, through being with a big Fortune 500 company, and was making them a lot of money, and thought, wow, maybe I could do this for myself. And like I said, when I had a horse who was allergic to the pyrethrins and was introduced to the cedar oil, and in the horse industry, it's very common to mix your own things and make a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And so someone introduced me to the cedar oil. I used it. It worked. Lots of friends kept saying, oh, will you make some for me? Make some for me. And before you know it, I was at a flea market and sold a ton one day and thought, wow, I can replicate this. I was at a time in my life where I could just go for it. Pack it all up, packed in my pharmaceutical job, and got on the road. Basically, started in my garage. My family was around, the friends and families. I'd pay them with pizza and beer, and we would pour bottles and mix everything and make enough for me to get back on the road, basically. Went from that to a studio, and I currently now have a warehouse that manufactures it for me. So it's been a really exciting journey along the way.
Interesting. So with that said, is there anything out there that's competing with that type of product? Is there any other product based on cedar that could be competing against you right now?
Yeah, there's lots of competition out there. Okay. There aren't a lot of truly cedar-based companies. A lot of the bigger companies, so to speak, they're kind of doing a drop of this or a drop of that to call themselves all natural. The natural bandwagon, the organic bandwagon is a big one that's come. When I started the product 6 years ago, I wasn't smart enough to see that coming. There was just really a small niche and a need for it. So that's why I brought the product to market. But there is competition out there, absolutely.
Okay, great.
Now, you're also the author of the book, What You Don't Know Just Might Hurt You. So what is it that just might hurt me? Tell me a little bit about your book.
It is about my journey in the business world, absolutely, in the organic business world. But it also talks about fleas and ticks and how to have a happy, healthy home with a dog without using chemicals. There are a lot of pesticides and a lot of harmful chemicals that we put on our animals, and then we live with them as well. So they're in our homes and on our children and around us. And so the book really tells you how to keep a home that's pesticide-free.
Yeah, and you mentioned fleas and ticks. Are ticks like a big problem in Florida? I know growing up in West Virginia, ticks were kind of prevalent in that area, but I don't hear so much about it down in Florida. Is that something that dog owners and other pet owners need to be aware of in this area?
Absolutely. They're everywhere. We had down in South St. Pete, there was a kind of an infestation. They run in pockets, of course, but yes, you absolutely need to be aware of ticks.
Very nice. Well, got to take a quick break, but coming back from the break, we're going to be talking more with Meredith Rogers, and we're also going to be talking with Dylan Selberg, Marketing Director over at Advalence. And if you're just tuning in, you've been listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. So Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Meloni of the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING.
Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage want you to experience the thrill of one-day underwriting and the comfort in knowing your loans will be clear to close in record time. While the competition looks to a lost closing date, Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage focus on their 12-day clear to close. They do this by utilizing their world-class operations staff to underwrite your loan within 6 hours, process your loan in 12 days, and have your loan closed in time. Underwritten in 6 hours, cleared to close in 12 days. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage. In the market for a reverse mortgage? Contact Access Reverse, a local company with personalized service in the Bay Area. Call them at 727-347-0305 or visit accessreverse.com for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. They'll come to your home and speak with you about the best options for your reverse mortgage. Plus, they offer the lowest closing costs. Don't just get a reverse mortgage. Get the right reverse mortgage with Access Reverse. Visit accessreverse.com. NMLS number 4566.
This report is brought to you by Preparation H. Don't stand for hemorrhoids. Step up to Preparation H Relief with Power of 2. First, use Preparation H medicated wipes to clean and soothe. Then use Preparation H Maximum Strength Cream to relieve pain and burning. Use as directed.
From the Bright House Network's Traffic Center.
Stop-and-go traffic continues on the Veterans Expressway southbound from Hutchison to Hillsborough Avenue. Also, very heavy delays on 275 southbound from Beers Avenue to Hillsborough Avenue. Have a serious crash reported on Bryan Dairy eastbound at Starkey. The left lane is blocked. Also, thanks to a tip line caller for letting us know about a crash on Roosevelt near the west split of Ulmerton. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Uterwick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
Tampa Bay weather. After a beautiful Monday, overnight turning partly cloudy, mild, low around 60, 50% chance of rain. Tuesday, more clouds, high near 72.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Meloni.
Hello again, everybody, and thanks yet again for staying tuned in to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. Learn more about my show over at TampaBayRadio.com, and you also catch past shows of That Business Show over there as well. Currently talking with Meredith Rogers. She was the president and owner of At Last Fly Spray. Learn more about the product we were just talking about over at lastflyspray.com. And I want to go and bring in also our second guest for this show, Dylan Selberg. He is the marketing director at Adfluence and marketing chair member on the board of counselors at the University of Tampa. His work has been featured in USA Today, Nadiga Ludington Economics Magazine, and in several local publications. He is a Google partner and business development specialist through a business development and marketing professional specialist. Dylan has a Bachelor's of Arts degree from the University of Tampa and a Master's degree in International Marketing and Brand Management from Lund University in Sweden. Dylan, welcome to the show today.
Thank you, Jamie.
That's quite an impressive resume, and you look all of about 20-some years old. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm 23. I grew up in Connecticut, and I moved to Tampa back in 2009. Got my bachelor's degree in sport management, like you mentioned, from the University of Tampa. Felt a little unfulfilled there, and I wanted to get some international experience. So I moved to Sweden, packed up 2 bags, and went and got my master's degree there. And I'm sure you're familiar with the cold, dark winters of Sweden. So that's where...
Actually, I'm not. I've never left America. I went to Puerto Rico once, and I crossed the border up into Canada one time. But yeah, really, I'm outside of the east coast of the United States. I've been over the west coast a few times. I'm not a world traveler. I really wish I was. But yeah, no, I mean, so kudos to the fact that you're traveling and stuff. So very nice.
Right. Well, it's dark about 20 hours a day there, so in the winter. So, and when it is light, it's just gray. There's no real sun. So I took that dark time, and I really made something good out of it, and that's where I got my Google Partner certification. It's a series of 3 to 5 tests through Google, about 150 hours of studying per test, and I'm sure you're familiar with Google advertisements. You'll see them in 2 things called the search and the display network.
Yeah, so you're talking about you're a Google partner, so let's clear that up a little bit. So what is that specifically when you say, because I've never seen the term before, Google partner? Okay,
so most people are familiar with Google advertisements. When you search in, right. Horse organic spray in Florida, you'll see organic ads, and people like to refer to that as SEO, but you also see your paid for ads, and those are at the top. They're kind of marked by an orange tab that says ad. Those ads anybody can run, but to be good at running them and really make the most out of your investment, you should be a Google partner, and you should do your research, and you should really know how to target the right audience and make sure you're spending money on the people who count. So I have my certification in 3 different areas there: the search exam, the fundamentals exam, and the display exam. And those are 3 types of advertisements Google runs.
Okay, so now you're the marketing director at Adfluence. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about Adfluence. Tell me about this company.
Okay, Adfluence is we're a small firm. We're on Platt Street in Tampa. we're a full service agency, and I like to think of us as a bunch of whiz kids. Nobody in the company's over 28. We're all really good at what we do, and we do quick work at very high production value for a relatively reasonable price. We've worked with national companies who do business overseas as well as nationally in the United States, and we've worked with mom and pop shops, kind of your restaurant or your cosmetics company here in Tampa as well.
Very nice. So talk to me a little bit about your path to entrepreneurship. I mean, I think you represent, what is right with, American society. Being such a young age and being so motivated, I commend you for that. Yesterday I was listening to the Schnitt show, and they're talking about, Obamacare and putting people on insurance until age 26. And I'm thinking, and I look at you, 23 years old, very accomplished young individual, and I'm thinking, why would somebody even want to be on somebody's insurance plan to age 26? Both from a parent's perspective and also from an individual's perspective. So, I mean, your accomplishments at the age of 23 are something to be, very, very proud of. And I myself, I mean, at age 18, I left my home in West Virginia, came to Florida and started, my own life down here. But, great. Talk to me a little bit about, your motivations, being at such a young age.
I think most of my motivations, they're kind of just intrinsic. It's something that you're born with, and that's something, you wake up every day, and if it's the same over and over again, you just kind of feel stagnant and you feel bored. And I'm sure Meredith can attest to that, leaving a very profitable and a very rewarding job to start her own company, which is a lot of high risk and high reward, to be frank. But that kind of thing, that when you wake up every day and you want to try something new, you want to learn a new skill or read a book or something that scares you, it makes you a much better person. And that rewards seeing that from everybody, your friends, your family, people telling you, good job, and even motivating other people to do things like that, and just your network grows with you. That's something I hold very, very high.
Now, let's talk a little bit about the future of marketing and the ways that Advluent sets themselves apart from the competition. Obviously, marketing, you can have so many different, ways of, companies that are producing, marketing materials and stuff. How is Advluent different from, its competition?
Well, I just wrote a piece actually for programmaticadvertising.org on marketing to millennials. And if you want to speak on the future of advertising, there's a few things that it's actually post-millennials, because the millennials have kind of been hammered down by marketing professionals. They really know what to hit. After these millennials, these people are entering the workforce now, 16, 17, even all the way to 10 years old. That's the next consumer. That kind of consumer, those people, they don't want to see advertisements. They don't want the most powerful way to reach them is through their friends. They like to see more organic based things. And something I spoke upon in programmatic advertising, the article I wrote, was a piece Dove did. I'm sure most people are familiar with it. And also another piece by Ren, where what they did was the First Kiss campaign. So
Kiss campaign? Are you talking about Kiss the band or Kiss?
No. So this
I'm an older guy. You say Kiss, I'm thinking the band. The First Kiss campaign. What is this?
So a lot of people have seen this video online. They put two strangers in a room together, and they say, "We're going to make two strangers kiss," and it's very upfront. They look each other up and down, and they know what they're there to do, and then they kiss. And it was shared thousands and millions of times, and people were loving it and commenting and everything. But what this company, this small clothing brand did, Ren, W-R-E-N, I believe, they didn't brand it at all, but they are the ones who made it. And that's the kind of advertising that's really going to reach the next generation. Things like that, where you're not sure what's an ad, it's just really good, high-quality content that makes you want to share it and makes you want to engage with it naturally, rather than, I really like this car, I want to buy it because it has a cool advertisement.
Speak to me about, you mentioned that you're a Google partner, and then we have all these other social media sites and advertising. Talk to me a little bit about Google versus like Facebook, for example.
Well, recently we've seen a huge trend in Facebook just outright taking over. Google has been the dominating in digital marketing and all sort of pay-per-click advertising for years, almost since 2006 when they introduced AdWords. And now that Facebook is really, and Mark Zuckerberg has done a great job, really just trying to monetize what they do over there with paid advertisements, getting small businesses engaged and even big businesses engaged. That has really changed the entire business model of Facebook, and the average user sees that. I mean, you used to scroll down your timeline 2 years ago and it was just your friends, and now it's 40% companies and 60% your friends, and that paradigm is going to shift even further. as time goes on.
So what is the best like social networking site then? I mean, Facebook is becoming, monetized and businesses. I mean, Twitter, I think that's probably more, social than it is professional. Talk to me a little bit about what you think along those lines.
I think it's truly about what you're offering. A diversified offering is always best, and really a targeted offering. You'll see a lot of companies just try to engage in every channel just because they think they have to. There's no reason for some companies to have an Instagram account or to have a Twitter account. It's really about who you want to reach and why you want to reach them. Twitter's good for a real one-on-one connection to a personal network. I know athletes love it, sports brands love it, things like that, to really get in touch with their consumer. Facebook's good for really hitting a mass market because of their demographic and their wide range of users. But you'll see younger children and even 15, 20-year-olds right now are kind of fading away from Facebook. And so it's really about what you want to offer and who you want to offer it, and that's a lot of market research that you'll need to conduct.
Yeah, I mean, I made the mistake of, when I started, getting under the radio, utilizing Facebook, and I thought, when you had a like, anytime you posted something on that page, it showed up on people's page. So I ran an advertising campaign, and I got, these likes and everything, and only to come to find out that, if you're not paying for the ads, it doesn't really appear on the people's sites. So, I mean, is that something that you utilize in your marketing campaign, the Facebook professional pages and like campaigns a little bit? Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, the reason why you saw your likes drop for your page and things like that is because your content wasn't being engaged organically. When people engage with your content and like I mentioned, they truly do like your content, like that First Kiss campaign, then Facebook's algorithms are so advanced, and what they'll do is they'll show your ad more. So,
talk to me about, you keep using the word organically, so because I want to learn myself, because I need to learn how to kind of get my material out there and get people to engage, because I think a lot of what I do online is kind of boring and stuff, so I need that type of interaction. So that's what I was talking about yesterday. I'm not an artistic abstract thinker. I'm a very linear logical thinker, so I need somebody with a creative mind to help me. So tell me what you mean by organic.
So your organic reach is who you reach without spending a penny. That's who would truly like your content without you paying to see them. That would be somebody, stopping in front of your store instead of you running a billboard. Who really likes what you have to offer. And on Facebook, if you post an awesome picture and people really like the picture and you have a share or two, then it'll expand its organic reach. Now, your paid reach is an entirely different thing, and Facebook's algorithms take that into play. But your paid reach, you'll show it to anybody, whether they like it or not.
Now, you're talking algorithms, and a lot of people probably don't understand how these search engines and these social networking sites work a little bit. Talk to me a little bit about what you mean when you say algorithm.
So, to put it basically, if you're looking at that business show post, if your eyes are on that post for a fraction of a second and you scroll down, you want to see your next post, Facebook knows that. They know how long your page was open to that exact post, and they say, okay, people are just flying past this post. It's not a good post. Let's downgrade it a little bit, show it to less people. Now, if you have more people kind of hanging out, clicking it, viewing, really taking a better look into it, Facebook knows that too. They want to show it to more people because Facebook's model comes from providing the best experience to all of their users. So if their users don't like a post, then they don't want to see the post, then they know that, and it all comes down to users and what the user enjoys. That's why you're always on Facebook, because they keep making it better, and they keep making it a better user experience.
Yeah, what I did when I set up my Facebook page is I tied it to some business news RSS feeds, and then I go and post my shows up and everything. But yeah, I lack the creativity, I think, and stuff. And so is that something that Adfluence kind of helps business owners develop?
Yeah, of course. We're always on top of what the industry trends are and what's really happening in marketing. And we actually just did a study yesterday where photo posts are receiving like an alarmingly low number of reach organically. And that's because users realized that photo posts were reaching a lot of people organically. So Facebook said, okay, our users are taking advantage of that. Let's scale it back. Now video is a way to reach your consumers on Facebook.
Videos. That's interesting because I had about several months ago somebody said that with every post you need to attach a photo. If you're just using text only, it's not as likely to reach. Tell me a little bit about that.
I would absolutely agree. Text is boring. Like I said, you want users to engage. Text is boring unless it's a compelling story about your engagement, like which you see all the time, gets 400 likes because people read it. But other than that, I would always recommend posting a photo with your post, or posting even a short video of a photo actually will perform better to Facebook.
Very good point. Hold that point. We'll be talking more with Dylan Selberg and Meredith Rogers coming back from the break. But if you're just tuning in, you've been listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business.
I'm with David Graham, the only certified estate planner on radio and host of Guaranteeing Your Retirement, heard on 970 WFLA every Sunday at 9 and 1250 WHNZ every Wednesday at noon. David, what are the steps that listeners can take now to ensure that their estate is in order and that their loved ones will be taken care of?
Ted, most financial advisors, they focus on wealth accumulation and not wealth preservation. Estate and retirement planning focuses on wealth preservation. And I say this to every new client. What is the sense of me helping you get a higher rate of return when everything that you have is at risk anyway, simply because you don't have proper legal documents? Retirement planning is a true marriage of your legal and your financial documents.
How can listeners contact Graham Capital Advisors to schedule a free review of their estate plans?
Call us. Our number is 800-808-5009, or just go to our website. It's grahamcapitaladvisors.com. That's grahamcapitaladvisors.com.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. With one phone call, you'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information. It's a free service, so call now.
Call now, 800-908-0586, 800-908-0586.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. When your AC quits, lots of companies want your business. My review proves Harold Home Services earns it with super fast service. A free service call and a guarantee to arrive at your home within 1 hour. And if they're not, you get 20% off your repair. Plus, Harold Home Services offers upfront pricing and a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Plus, you get the double protection of my Make It Right guarantee. Call Harold Home Services now.
She didn't just visit the sick and poor. She moved in with them because they needed help. Mother Teresa couldn't do it all, but she gave her all. Compassion. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at Values.com.
From the Bright House Network's Traffic Center.
Stopping to traffic this morning on the Veterans Expressway southbound from Hutchison to Hillsborough Avenue. Have a serious crash on Park Boulevard eastbound approaching 19. The right lane is blocked. And still have a crash on Bryan Dairy eastbound at Starkey. That has the left lane blocked. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Uterwick. Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
1250 Winds Weather Center forecast. Going to be a cloudy and rainy day. Rain chance at 70%. Temperatures getting into the lower and a few mid-70s, and front coming in through the overnight. We'll see lows dipping into the upper 40s near 50. Impact Radio, 1250 Winds.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Winds WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Meloni.
Hello, everybody, and thanks yet again to tuning in to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. Head over to my website, TampaBayRadio.com, where you can learn more about the show and catch past shows of That Business Show with Jamie Meloni as well. And also you can catch older shows of the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show, which used to air at Mondays at noon, but I'm no longer doing that format. But still, all the old podcasts are up there. There's a lot of great information on real estate, and you'll hear me talk about that a lot. And something I want to mention to the public is I'm also a HUD listing broker, a Department of Housing and Urban Development, and there's a lot of great programs out there with the HUD properties. You can purchase these properties for as little as $100 down, something a lot of people are not familiar with or maybe not know. And you can find all of these properties over at HUDHomestore.com. And as long as you're an owner-occupant buying in the state of Florida, all HUD properties are eligible for this $100 down program. And so instead of putting 3.5% down, you can come to the table with a much less. You won't show up with just $100. I always have to clarify that point because you have closing costs on top of the down payment. But the $100 down program is an excellent program and something that a lot of people take advantage of to come to closing with a little bit of money out of pocket as possible. Also, HUD also offers the Good Neighbor Next Door program to all the teachers, firefighters, emergency responders out there in the community. You can buy HUD properties at 50% off the appraised value. So, for instance, if the property is appraised and listed currently at, say, $100,000, you could make an offer in at $50,000 and you would then just have to occupy the property for the next 3 years as a primary residence. And something that's underutilized, due in large part because the inventory of that program or properties that meet that guideline is a little bit limited. But again, head over to HUDHomestore.com, and you can, on the main page, there's a drop down for the different types of bid categories on there. Just search for the properties that are in the Good Neighbor Next Door program. And also feel free to shoot me a message over at jamie@tampabayradio.com, and I can help you all out with these properties. I've sold 300-400 of these properties, and they are an excellent place to buy properties. And also, if you're an investor in the marketplace, I can also help you out with that. The HUD properties, you have to wait 15 days before you can bid on those properties, though. Just a general rule of thumb for all the investors out there, as I seem to attract so many of those people, being a bank-owned property specialist. But again, HUDHomestore.com, an excellent resource for real estate in the Tampa Bay marketplace. Also want to take a moment to invite any and all business owners and entrepreneurs looking to grow and promote their businesses on the airwaves to shoot me an email, jamie@tampabayradio.com. I would love to speak with you and learn more about it, what it is that you do, as my show is here to promote the entrepreneurial spirit. It drives the American economy, something that I hold near and dear to my heart, and something that I wanted to give back to the community by doing the show. So again, feel free to shoot me an email. There is no charge, so don't think I'm going to be asking you for anything. Just come on in and tell me a little bit about your business. Just looking for the business owners and leaders and entrepreneurs in our community. Again, email me, jamie@tampabayradio.com. Currently, I want to go back over to Meredith Rogers. She is with the At Last fly spray and several other products that we were talking about in the first segment. So, Meredith, you were talking to me off the air a little bit about a story that motivated you also to get into this space, and that you're an outdoor enthusiast and a pet lover. So tell me a little bit more about what inspired you to start your company.
There were a lot of chemicals out there that you use on your animals and things of that nature. And I have a dog, or had a dog. His name was Zach, and he was my best friend whenever we're with me. He was my guy. And I used to put spot-on treatments on Zach all the time. And those are the ones that you put on the spine, the base of the dog. And what they do is basically they go in and radiate out. So they go in systemically into the dog and radiate out. So what has to happen there is that the flea has to jump on the dog and bite them. So there's enough chemicals in their bloodstream that kills the fleas, but not enough at that one time to kill the dog. So there's a balance there. The crux of it is that you're putting chemicals, a large amount of chemicals on a monthly basis in your dog. What I didn't realize was that Zach was really lethargic after I would put these spot-on treatments on him. And I just thought, never really put two and two together, what was happening. Later on, a couple of years later, Zach got, and he was a mutt, a rescue dog, he got kidney cancer. And then he got heart cancer. And no one can tell you for sure, but I can tell you that I really think a lot of it has to do with the pesticides and the spot-on treatments that I put on him. And fast forward into the business, so many people come to me all the time and tell me, I think I killed my dog, or my dog had a really bad reaction, or I'm hearing all these really bad things that's going on with it. And the answer is yes, it really could be the pesticides that you're putting in your dog. So with the products that I have, it's a great alternative to using the pesticides on your dog. If you have a dog, you've had fleas. It's just how it goes. And when you have an infestation like that, they're really hard to get rid of. And people just generally think, bomb it, chemical, put it on everything. And you don't have to do that. You really can do it naturally and go back to what Mother Nature intended us to use. Like, my products are obviously cedar oil based. And so if you do have a big flea infestation, you want to treat your lawn first. If you have a dog and you have a lawn, if you're not treating your lawn, you might as well not treat your dog, because the lawn is where they all originate. It's where they lay their eggs and they hide and hang out there. So when the dog goes out to go to the bathroom, if you haven't been treating the lawn, they're going to pick them back up and bring them back inside. So you want to treat your lawn first, then you want to treat your vacuum your home and get all the eggs up. And if you have a bagless vacuum, you want to wash it out or get rid of the bag in the vacuum. And then you want to spray or wash your dog down. With my products, obviously, they're all natural, so it's a really easy cycle to go through to get rid of fleas and to keep them off of them. In our household, our dog Annie, she goes everywhere with us. We treat our lawn once a month, obviously with my products, the natural product. And whenever we go outside, take her to a dog park or run around with her, we spray her down with that last flea and tick spray, and so that she's covered. It's a repellent. The fleas won't want to jump on her to bite her in the beginning as it goes. So that's kind of the flea cycle and how it worked.
Yeah, so your product line encompasses 3 products then, is that correct?
There are 4, yes.
There's 4, okay, because you have the lawn spray.
Fly spray's not here today.
The fly spray is differently, and these are all based around the cedar oil again?
Cedar oil, yeah, because just like we have cedar chests or cedar closets, all bugs hate the smell of cedar. It's why they've been around forever. We're now making cedar mulch to go around the houses to get rid of termites, and they're making cedar out of everything, really. And it's an easy, safe, Mother Nature-based product to keep bugs away.
Now, the lawn spray, is that strictly just, it's not a fertilizer, right? This is just strictly to keep the bugs in check, correct?
Yeah, it'll get rid of all the eggs. It'll kill all the eggs and anything, all the nasty critters that are in your lawn that you are spraying on a monthly basis anyway. If you have dogs or you live in a community, you are spraying your lawn. The problem is you're probably spraying it with a pesticide to where you have to put that thing with a circle and a line through it saying, don't walk on it until it's dry, don't touch it. With mine, you don't have to worry about it at all, but it's going to work just as good as any of the chemicals.
Now, how long is your company, the At Last, I know you have it under a different name, but how long have you been running At Last?
6 years.
6 years, and you're also, you told me in the first segment and everything, tell me a little bit more about where people can find this product again.
We do have a zip code finder on atlastflyspray.com where you can find that, but we are in local pet stores all over Florida. We are in Whole Foods and any Whole Foods-like store. We're in Earth Origins around out in Clearwater. We are here, Downtown Dogs. There are natural animal houses. There are a lot of local pet stores.
And I'm looking at your website again at lastflyspray.com, and you've had a lot of good reviews on this. Tell me a little bit about some of the reviews and feedback that you've been getting on your product.
It's been amazing. It's really what keeps you going. As a single entrepreneur here, as like a woman here, and I, as the owner of the business, there are lots of times where I think, I can't go on, I'm out of money, or, this didn't do well, or I put my advertising dollars where I shouldn't have. Maybe I needed you, Dylan, to help me along the way. But there have been lots of, ups and downs, and it's always my consumers that keep me going. Somebody will call me and say, my dog almost died and now I'm using your product and I'm so thankful for it. Or, I just had babies now and I don't want anything in my lawn and I feel so safe with your product. So I get those all the time. Or I'm allergic to the DEET-based products. And so I created the human off, so to speak, the At Last bug repellent for humans. And that's a wonderful option for moms and everybody out there. So I get so many wonderful people that come to me and tell me all the time how thankful they are for the product line and just for the option to not have to use a chemical out there.
Let's go back over to Dylan Selberg. He is the marketing director over at advertising firm Adfluence. And you were telling me off the air a little bit about a recent video you did for a children's fund and the success that you had behind that. Tell me a little bit about this.
Yeah, well, that video actually, it hasn't been published yet, but the Children's Dream Fund is a widely known organization here in the Tampa Bay area, more similarly to Make-A-Wish Foundation, how they choose children with terminal illnesses, and these children have a dream, whether it be to visit Disney World or see their favorite baseball player, things like that. And the Children's Dream Fund helps make it come true. So what we did was we were approached by Tampa Connection, which is a networking group based in downtown, and they chose our video production department to create a promotional video to not only spur donations but also spur awareness for the Children's Dream Fund. And that video took place in 4 locations on the docket by Jackson's, over in Disney World, and also in our office. We did some voiceovers and interviews there. So that kind of video you'll see coming out in March. And that kind of thing is really what you'll see these days, and that advertisers and charities and small businesses alike are using to really gain an audience, gain marketing dollars, or really just promote their brand.
Now, you also you were telling me about a Tampa-based video that you did on a $30 budget as well, Grow Tampa. Tell me a little bit about this success also.
So towards the end of the holidays last year, we were a little slow in the office. Things were wrapping up for the year, and we decided, why not? What better time? Because we're so young and energetic, we get so bored sitting around. So we said, hey, let's go make this video to really promote what Tampa's doing. Because I'm sure in real estate, there's a lot of positive vibes and high energy towards not only the Channelside District and Jeff Vinnick, what he's doing, but really all around. People are really excited about Tampa and their future. So we made this video called Grow Tampa, hashtag Grow Tampa, if you will. And basically what it does is it promotes Tampa's next year. So the intro slide is something like, 2014 was a great year for us. Let's make 2015 even better. And it's just a really bunch of nice panoramic, sweeping shots, cinematic style with some nice text overlay with statistics and things like that. And we put it on our Facebook page, I want to say December 26th, 27th, right after Christmas, before the new year. And this is what I'm talking about with organic content. People, this was exactly who we wanted to reach, Tampa Bay. This was exactly what they needed. Going into the new year, high energy, something really cinematic, something they could, it's like a movie for them. People loved it. It reached 10.9 thousand people. It had a 40,000 organic reach and only 9,000 paid reach. And that paid reach is the $30 I'm talking about. That's the only money we put into that video.
Wow. Man, I put like $5,000 into my Facebook campaign, man. I didn't get nothing out of that thing, man. I'm going to hire you after the show. So you got a lot of impressive clients over website adfluence.com. So you're working with the Hard Rock Cafe, Showtime, Bravo. Tell me a little bit about some of your client line.
Okay, so a lot of our clients are based in Tampa, but have a reach worldwide. One of our biggest clients is Elite Wheel Distributors, and you'll see a lot of their videos and things like that on our site. Really flashy, high-end wheels that sometimes cost more than a car. Things like that. Some of our new clients we're really excited about is RSVP Men's Skincare. They're based out of Tampa. We just designed all their product packaging, and they'll actually be heading to the shelves of Dillard's very soon. Another local client is Estiza. It's all-natural, much like yourself, skincare product. And they're on the shelves of Walgreens in New York City, and they have a great online store, which we built. And, yeah, those are just kind of a few clients we're really excited about right now.
Very nice, very nice. Got to take a quick break, but if you're just tuning in, you've been listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Meloni of the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING.
Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage want you to experience the thrill of one-day underwriting and the comfort in knowing your loans will be clear to close in record time. While the competition looks to a lost closing date, Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage focus on their 12-day clear to close. They do this by utilizing their world-class operations staff to underwrite your loan within 6 hours, process your loan in 12 days, and have your loan closed in time. Underwritten in 6 hours, cleared to close in 12 days. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage. In the market for a reverse mortgage? Contact Access Reverse, a local company with personalized service in the Bay Area. Call them at 727-347-0305 or visit accessreverse.com for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. They'll come to your home and speak with you about the best options for your reverse mortgage. Plus, they offer the lowest closing costs. Don't just get a reverse mortgage. Get the right reverse mortgage with Access Reverse. Visit accessreverse.com. NMLS number 4566.
This report is brought to you by the T.J. Martell Foundation.
When Marlon Shirley was 5, he lost his foot. Today, as the world's fastest amputee, he runs the 100 meters in less time than it takes to listen to this. Overcoming. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life.
From the Bright House Network's Traffic Center.
Just getting reports of a crash in Riverview on 301 northbound north of Causeway Boulevard. Still have a crash in Park Boulevard eastbound approaching 19. And also watch out for a crash being reported on 28th Street north of 54th Avenue North near Haynes Road. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Uterwick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
Tampa Bay weather. After a beautiful Monday, overnight turning partly cloudy, mild, low around 60, 50% chance of rain. Tuesday, more clouds, high near 72.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Meloni.
Hello, everybody, and thanks yet again for staying tuned in to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. Learn more about the show over at TampaBayRadio.com. Currently talking with Meredith Rogers and Dylan Selberg here, a couple of local entrepreneurs in the Tampa Bay community. And I want to come back over to Meredith, who is running the At Last fly spray company. And you were talking a little bit about the funding behind what you did. So tell me a little bit about how, because that's what stops so many business owners and entrepreneurs is, how am I going to get the funds to start this business? I got this great idea, but it's going to cost X number of dollars to get this thing launched. How did you launch yours?
I think it was just a big leap of faith in myself. It's called 401ks. I basically just took a look at what I had put away in my prior lives in pharmaceutical and whatnot world, and really invested in myself. I took out a big chunk of it and went to town. It was just a huge risk of believing in yourself. And I think as an entrepreneur out there, and when you get a good product and you get good feedback, and, I'd done my test groups and I had done my thing, and I knew that there was a real niche for us out there. It was just a huge leap of faith and believing in yourself and knowing that you can do it.
Yeah, I mean, so many people are afraid to touch 401ks or credit cards because those are non-traditional methods of funding. You didn't use any investors, though, in your product, correct?
No.
And to this day, do you have any investors?
I don't, no,
So you
I
have
don't.
complete control over the product and everything. That speaks volumes right there, not having the investors that you have to obviously appease and keep happy. So, what were you hesitant in approaching your 401k to start this, or tell me a little bit about
Absolutely.
that?
Absolutely. That's always a scary thing, and, you pay fees for it and this or that. At the same time, I've been approached by a few different companies and a few investors at times, but you do have to give it up, so to speak. And nothing's for free out there. You really do have to work hard, and you have to take the cuts where you can. And with me and my 401k, I said goodbye to it, but I built it back. And
what was the, just curious, because you hear this so often, what was the, if you took out X number of dollars, what was the percentage roughly of penalties and taxes that you had to pay? Was it like 40, 50%?
I think it was like 30%.
You got 30%?
I think it was like 30%.
Wow.
Yeah, once you're allowed like one time where I could pay it back, like I had X amount of time.
Methods of getting
different
to it,
methods.
right,
So
yeah.
I think
Versus
I ran
just
every
cashing it
gamut
out,
there
yeah.
was until my accountant hated me and told me to go jump in a lake. But now it's just the old-fashioned way. We can keep putting it back in the business what we make.
Yeah, very nice. But now you have complete control over this company, and it's obviously a successful company. You're in a number of different locations, and I see a number of different reviews. You're also on Fox 13 recently.
Yeah.
Talk me a little bit about that. They promoted your product a little bit on
I
one
love that. Any video out there that are news media that wants to do a story on me, I love it. And thank you, Jamie, for having me on today. These are all organically grown things that help the business so much. But yeah, Fox was looking for a green story, basically. And I've got such a green, organic business and built it organically by myself and with lots of help from family and friends. So that was kind of Fox's take on it, was just promoting the line. And they're so many huge dog lovers. Tampa and the St. Pete area are so dog friendly.
They very much are. I mean, it seemed like a wave in the pet market there. There's dogs everywhere now.
Yeah.
I've talked about that on my show a number of times. It's becoming commonplace to see somebody with their dog now. It's almost like it's an accessory you got to have.
Absolutely. I went to a restaurant yesterday with my dad, and I had my dog, and the lady said, "Would you like a bowl of water for your dog?" They're everywhere, and the answer is yes, I would. So thank you very much. So it's nice. So the product line just fits into all of that feel-good dog world.
All right. Let's go back over to Dylan Selberg, Marketing Director at Adfluence. So tell me a little bit about the product line that you offer to clients. I don't think we've made that clear.
Okay. Well, it sounds to me like I should get a 401k and a dog. I don't have either of those, so I'm putting that on my to-do list now. But speaking of Adfluence, we're a full-service agency. We're a small team, but we really do offer everything. I like to think of it and kind of boil it down to 4 core competencies, which is graphic design, web design, photo, video, and pay-per-click marketing. And once you have all 4 of those things, or a piece of those things, you're headed in the right direction as a company. Typically what we see from our customers is they'll come to us looking for a design for their business card, and then they'll receive such a killer design for their business card. They'll say, why don't you design our website too? And we'll design their website, and we'll set them up with a shopping cart, and they'll start selling some products, and they say, man, we really need a video. We want to sell more products. And then we'll sell them a video, and then they'll say, we really got to get this video out there. We want to, do some pay-per-click advertising. We want to get this out on different websites and search networks and television and things like that. So the work we do and at the speed we do it and the quality we do it really for what we offer, it keeps our customers just hanging out and referring each other and really just growing our network as a company.
So you're saying a lot of people come to you just with a business card to the start and kind of grows from there. Is that kind of the evolution of the entrepreneur in the beginning? Or?
Yeah, it'll start with a business card. Sometimes it'll start with a website. It starts at any point in the cycle, really. Sometimes they'll have a company and they'll need pay-per-click ads. They'll need to get their ad out on Facebook or the Google network, and we'll push that out for them, and they'll say, well, my website's not performing too well. Let's get that ramped up. And so it's just increasing their ROI and increasing ours as well.
Now, you spent time in Europe, obviously, with your master's degree and everything. Tell me a little bit about some of the differences in the American place marketing and the European marketing that you saw.
Well, it's actually more similar than a lot of people think. I know you went to Puerto Rico and Canada.
Those are just vacations. I didn't spend any real time there. I just kind of showed up and hung out for a while and sat on a beach, and up in Canada just hung out at a couple places. So. But I'm not a world traveler by any means.
Well, it's actually more similar than anything. Surprisingly, in the end, really, what it is everybody likes to smile and laugh and enjoys nice things once in a while and enjoys conveniences. So when you can really boil your product or your service down to something like that, you figured it out. You look at McDonald's and Apple. They're just a company that it's simple. It's what everybody knows, and people can enjoy it together, alone, and it's easy to use, and that's really what it all comes down to.
So I think a lot of what you talked about earlier is the importance of marketing to the millennials right now. So talk to me a little bit more about the importance behind that.
Or even post-millennials. These are your consumers now. Your baby boomers, those were typically your less educated consumers. Without the internet and without smartphones, you couldn't. If I walk up to a shelf and I see a product, I can find it cheaper in a store 5 minutes down the road. Than old consumers didn't do that. No offense to the baby boomers of now, but they still don't do that. Right. And they're a lot easier to market to because once you reach them, they'll probably buy if they want their product. They won't go through 8 avenues. But now these new consumers, you got Amazon, eBay, Craigslist. People will find your product cheaper somewhere, and you just have to offer some sort of differentiating factor, whether it be your customer service, whether it be your product, whether it be it needs to be something, because people will find.
And another niche that I see a lot of people doing are the social media professionals that help you with all the posts and stuff. I'm sure that's probably a product line that you offer as well. Or tell me, is that something that you're involved in as well? Social media, postings and marketing campaigns just behind those. Tell me a little bit about that.
We do offer social media management. It is often a bit cumbersome because you get a lot of it. Social media requires a lot of time. It's dedication. It's not post it and leave it. It's always checking up, reminding, things like that. So typically we like to stay on social media strategy type things, really and developing the content. And then pushing it out and remaining engaged with your consumers is something we not only handle, but we also like to leave it up to the customer as well.
Oh, very nice. Real quick, a little bit of time left. Dylan, how can people get in touch with you and your company?
They can reach me at the office at 813-254-1500, or they can reach me at my email, Dylan, DYLAN, at adfluence, ADVLUENCE.com, and that's advertising and influence. You head over to our website, and there will actually be a new version up soon, but right now... You head over to our website and contact me there. Thanks for having me on, Jamie.
Thank you very much, Dylan. Adfluence.com, and also thank you to Meredith Rogers.
Thanks, Jamie.
Thank you very much over at lastflyspray.com. That's hard to say.
At lastflyspray.com.
Hope everybody enjoyed the show and have a great day. And again, you were listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business.
The opinions, viewpoints, and promises